Doom 2016. Remember when that released about like 8 years ago now? It was a pretty big release considering what Doom was. The very first Doom came out in 1993, made by ID Software, and boy did it get some attention. No, Call of Duty, that franchise with all the guns and stuff. Yeah, well, the sole reason that even exists is because of Doom. It pioneered the first-person shooter genre, to the point many FPS games released after Doom were even being called Doom clones. Now, you might not know this, but I am not the best at FPS games. In fact, one might say I am downright terrible. But I do attempt a good shooter once in a while, like I did with Ultrakill a while back. So, since I don't really enjoy multiplayer games all that much, the logical step for trying out a first-person shooter game, again, would be Doom. I wasn't going to go play the 1993 version, of course, I'm not insane. So, of course, I played the 2016 version. I didn't really know what to expect, honestly. I mean, I knew the game was pretty violent, but my god, it really is just incredibly violent. Like, those executions are wild, though they are pretty awesome, to be fair. But anyway, I started it up, had some trouble getting it to work, and started playing. For the record, I started on the Hurt Me Plenty difficulty, but switched to Ultra Violence a bit in just to try it, and I eventually ended up sticking with it. I will say, as someone who doesn't play these games very often, Doom does do a great job of easing you into how to not die spectacularly. You only get a pistol to start, so as to not make it too confusing, and all you have to do is shoot these poor people that can barely fight back. But what it does really well is having it not become boring really quick. You get a shotgun pretty quickly after the pistol, and there are numerous other guns you can find as the levels go on, and they are spaced out really well to make you able to experiment a bit with them. And if there was no new gun to discover at the moment, then there would be a new enemy to learn. Yes, the enemies. The other big part of the game. The enemies are a big stable in Doom, and some demons in the 2016 version have been taken from the original Doom games, like the imps and these eye fuckers, of which they don't even deserve me calling them by their name, but we'll get back to those. Anyway, most of these demons you'll fight have a decently frightening appearance when first encountered, but after a while you get used to them and they will have their bodies ripped apart in no time. There are a lot of enemies this game introduces that are incredibly recognizable, like that little eye prick I mentioned earlier, the jetpack one, the charger, the invisible charger, and the one I like to call the big guy. Hey, okay, now hold the fuck up. Anyone who has played the game will recognize them in a heartbeat and know exactly how they work. The eye one spits things at you from a distance, but can also bite for a terrifying amount of damage. The big guy menacingly walks at you at a moderate pace. Truly terrifying. The charger, well, he charges, and the invisible charger, you know. There are a lot more of these that I'm not getting into, like the even bigger guy, but that's enough of that. Let's talk actual gameplay now, you know, the shooting part of the shooter. Let's see, a lot of it is basically management. Health, ammo, and not falling to death. Health is pretty standard, don't get hit. And if you do get hit, pick some health lying around or kill a demon to get some, because somehow that works. Ammo is a bit harder to explain. Each ammo type fits a certain weapon. Most types have 2 weapons that use that type of ammo, so that's definitely something to manage. Pretty standard, but there are a couple exceptions. There is the chainsaw, which uses fuel and has a max of 3 uses. It will insta-kill on enemies, so it's pretty understandable that it receives special treatment. For some reason I keep forgetting it exists. Maybe I just have the memory of a goldfish or something. Anyway, well, what was I on about? There's also the BFG, which is a gun I might have used, like, once. Now for the upgrades, specifically the gun upgrades. Every once in a while you can find this drone flying about, teasing you, and then running away. But they can unlock a gun skill for you. Basically, a cool new feature for a particular gun. Almost every gun has 2 of them, and you can only have one of them at a time, but you can switch between them if you want. Then you can also upgrade these skills with chips or points or whatever you can collect by doing challenges in the levels or just murdering demons for fun. Then onto the other upgrades, these are unlocked with armor chips you can find on dead soldiers around the levels. It's not stealing if they're dead. You use them in like a progression kind of way. You know, you first unlock the first tier and then you unlock the second tier, and this for each category. Some categories are better than others, but nothing stands out too much except the movement ones. Those are pretty neat. They make the game so much more fun and are pretty much essential. Now comes the big boy upgrade. The capacity upgrade. That's clear enough, actually. It increases capacity of either health, armor, or ammo. I haven't mentioned armor yet, because nobody really cares about it. It is basically just health 2, more health. This upgrade can only be found inside of chests in the levels. It's always fun finding one of these, which brings you to exploration. For the love of God, please explore these levels at least a little bit. You will miss upgrades that are gonna help you if you don't. Not to mention the actual, literal action figures of the Doom dude that are here for some reason, but nobody questions it because they are very cute. Bear with me a bit longer, because it's story time. Anyway, yeah, the story is not that important if you're looking for a shooter, but I listened to the characters talk at the very least. Well, I say that, but even I, as a massive story enjoyer, didn't really care for it in this one. I mean, I like Samuel Hayden. He's a gosh darn robot, which really just earns my respect immediately. You don't fight him, ever, even though it feels like you're gonna. By the way, can I mention there aren't really that many bosses in this game, are there? Huh. Kinda disappointing, actually. Well, for me at least, as a massive Souls fan. Anyway, back on track. Shadow, don't get distracted. Alright, quick synopsis. Woman want to do thing, robot not want to do thing. Woman did a thing, robots want to fix the thing. Fixing go wrong? Something like that. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Well, we are pretty much at the end of this little Doom review. Wasn't even a review? Not really, I don't think. I could have probably talked about my thoughts on the game a bit more, but I just felt like talking about it in general. If you're interested, I will be streaming Doom Eternal once this video goes up. Or maybe the day after, I'll have to see. That'll be it for this video at the very least. I promise I'll try to make more throughout this year. Anyway, hopefully this was somewhat enjoyable. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.